Jason Sanders is out, ready to kick this one away. And we're off from US Bank Stadium. And this will be a touchback, so we're going to need our first snap to see the first action of this game. All right, let's get this show on the road. It is 1st and 10. Starting the drive with a give to Jones. And he sneaks this through the middle, maybe a...
That's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
Second down carry for Jones. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. Give him about 3 yards, and now they're going to have 3rd and 5 to figure out. Here's Darnold. Has the connection to Hawkinson. And he's going to be brought down up at the 28-yard line.
Those kind of completions are so frustrating, Kate. It's like a putt. You got it on line, you feel good about it's going in the hole, but you never want to leave it short.
Here's Jones. And this one's brought to a halt at about the 36-yard line. It's an 8-yard gain. What a great call on 4th down. It keeps this drive moving. First down, ball at the 36. Now Darnold. Jones reels it in. And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play.
Well, if they were concerned about losing yards, running it on 1st down, it just happened anyway. Not many passes end in a loss. Hopefully they got a little more aggressive strategy coming here on 2nd down.
Here we go, 2nd and very long. And he just got it away before the hit, but the pass winds up incomplete. It's going to be 3rd down.
Well, that's one you chalk up to the pressure earning that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target, hit him, altered that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
Here he is on 3rd and long. He throws a bullet deep to the right side. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. First time this game they've looked to him. And now they're staring at 4th and long. They're going for this. And that one's going to be knocked away, and that's going to force a change in possession. And a surprising 4th down call does not yield a first. This doesn't get there. It's a turnover on downs.
Kate, I don't know what the punter did to hurt people's feelings, because I think the reasoning was pretty clear. They were going to go for it. There's not going to be a punter that touched the field. Not an advisable mindset now as they turn it over in their end of the field.
Vacates quickly left side. Well, the pressure nearly got to him, but still a good play defensively as that one falls incomplete. Not on the same page with his tight end. So that brings up 2nd down. On play action, here's Tagovailoa. Bails out of the pocket quick. Brought in close to the 8. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets them up with 1st and goal. Going play action, Tagovailoa. Buying some time left. And he will score. Touchdown, Miami. The Dolphins get a perfect start. They've gone up 6-0. So a touchdown on the board for them, Brock, as they start this game off a perfect 1-for-1 offensively.
Yeah, I'm going to call that scripting for success right there. Can't do it much better than that. And listen, when you script these first plays, you don't always know who the targets are going to be. It's really then relying upon what the defense is trying to take away. They couldn't take away that big old tight end.
And he'll get in. That gives him an 8-0 lead. Well, not the way they drew it up, partner, but when it works, who cares? They didn't defend the check down throw, and it's open for 2.
I can still remember one of my first red zone days way back when. touchdown to check down, touchdown to check down. Now, I know it's not a touchdown, but this check down, well, it was a valuable 2 points.
Oh, he's showing some burst on his return. His return reaches that 34-yard line before he stopped. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. To throw, here's Darnold. Made the throw as he was getting hit, Brock, and it's incomplete. He was looking for T.J. Hawkinson, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
This is why we hear about closing speed so often when you evaluate players. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released and alter that throw.
It's completed right side. And he's able to reach the 40 on that play. That goes as a gain of 25 yards and picks up the 1st. New slated downs to approach here from the 40. They go play action on 1st. And that was just a little bit too low to be brought in.
Well covered on that play. Really not a large window for him to sneak that throw in.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down. Man in motion out of the slot. 2nd and 10 now. He puts some power on a deep one left. He's got it inside the 10. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets him up with 1st and goal. They've got a man in motion. They'll run here with Jones. And he won't challenge for the goal line. The stop made at the 4. Just 1 yard on 1st and goal. Still 4 yards to go on 2nd.
Okay, all right. There's a little progress on 1st and goal. You keep it safe, you push a little closer, and now you're set up for what you want to do on 2nd down.
Jones. And he's in for the touchdown. The Vikings make it a 2-point game. It's an Aaron Jones touchdown. And now the Vikings lining up, going for 2. He's throwing for it. And the conversion is no good as that pass falls incomplete. So they try to match 8 points with 8 points, partner, but no luck on the conversion. They stay down 2.
You know, Kate, some people prefer to take the extra point right there. Others prefer to try and keep pace. There is a lot of game left to make up those 2 points. I'll tell you this, when you get it the first time around and you're in that lead, you can see how it puts the pressure on the other to perform.
And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. And they can go ahead and stay in that huddle. We're at the end of the 1st quarter. We've got a close one here. More from U.S. Bank Stadium after the break. Back for the start of quarter number 2. It's Dolphin football as we begin. They'll start this drive out 1st and 10. Flushed out of the pocket. Catch is made down the right sideline. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. It goes for a 38-yard pickup. And it'll be 1st down, Miami. So the complexion of this drive has changed dramatically now. New set of downs inside the 35. Throw came out right as the defense got to him. That's an incomplete pass.
And this is why scouts talk about a player's closing speed, Kate. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released. And that sure altered the throw.
There it is. Touchdown, Miami. The Dolphins push this to an 8-point game. All right, so this solid first half continues for Brock. They're into the end zone to extend their advantage.
And I think if you're a head coach, you've got to be very happy with the effort so far. You always preach about coming out strong, and they've been the ones dictating the tempo. As a result, They add to their lead.
So now the Dolphins going for two again. Tagovailoa off the play fake. Bails out of the pocket quick. And he won't get away. They bring him down. The sack prevents them from adding another two more to that lead. Sanders all set to send it away. Chandler now on the return. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Putting a receiver in motion. Play action on 1st down. That throw comes up short. Need a little more muscle on that one. Looking for his wide receiver there. And now it's 2nd down. Out of the gun, a give to Jones. We'll have him gain about a handful there. Tackle made by Jordan Brooks. There's 5 on that play. They need 5 more now on 3rd down. Staying on the ground with Jones. And he pushes forward, but they don't get much there. Pickup of 3 on the carry. And that's going to bring up 4th and 2.
Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
And he can't find a lane before being wrapped up at the line. So the run doesn't get the yardage. It's a turnover on downs.
You know, it's almost like the defense heard that call in their helmet themselves. They dialed up the perfect blitz to encircle and cut off that run. And their reward is getting off the field.
And they'll bundle this up after a 4-yard gain. Harrison Smith in on the stop. 2nd and 6 coming up here. They go play action with Tagovailoa. Throwing all the way to the end zone here. Oh, no touchdown. It's intercepted. Picked up by Stephon Gilmore. And the Vikings get a great return up close to their own 30 before they're able to drag him down.
I know exactly what the quarterback was envisioning when he let that one go. Touchdown, baby. Not long after, I know exactly what he was thinking. Oh, no! Give me that one back, because the coverage baited him perfectly into that throw, and even more so, picked it off.
Darnold looking to throw. Hockenson reels it in. They get 22 on that one. And it'll bring up a Minnesota 1st down.
Man, I love that effort, adding as much as possible to that catch while earning the 1st down. That's called yards after catch, and it's what coaches want from all their pass catchers on the roster.
He brings the offense up now for a 1st and 10. A give left side to Jones. And he's out of bounds after getting this one to the opposing 45-yard line. Halfway there on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
You gain that kind of yardage in the run game, and you're going to gain the trust of your offensive coordinator. Plays like that, runs like that, set the table for everything else in the playbook.
Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Part of what's earned him status, Brock, is one of the league's better tight ends. Are those hands, right? His dependable hands. So shouts to the defense there because he wasn't able to hang on that time.
Kate, it's one thing for these defenders to separate a receiver from the ball, but to do so...
Don't try and force it into the slant. It's intercepted. Jalen Ramsey comes up with it. Well, Brock, if you like defense, you are loving what you're seeing right now. Consecutive drives that have ended in interceptions. It's become a real defensive battle.
Well, let's see here, Kate. We got one, we got two. Do I hear a third interception?
Now this is intercepted. That is back-to-back passes. Harrison Smith with the INT. Oh, my goodness, Brock. I don't think I've ever seen this back-to-back plays, and we've got back-to-back interceptions.
And I would be stunned here, Kate, floored, if we saw a third in a row right here. It might be the time to remind both of these offensive coordinators, you can run the ball, because these secondaries are locked in.
Looking to throw here and shake off that previous INT. Fits it through the middle. And he takes it in for the Minnesota touchdown. The Vikings pick it off and get points on the ensuing drive. It's a Justin Jefferson touchdown. So sensational work by the skill man there, Brock. Anytime you can make your quarterback look that good, you know he appreciates it.
That's a quarterback's best friend, no question. But on the other side, gosh, defensively, you got to get that skill player down. Period, end of story. You can't give up that much yards after catch.
It's another first half mistake. He's intercepted again. Picked off Kendall Fuller. And they aren't going to get there. He's pushed out of bounds, and the try for two does not work. We're down to a 2-point difference as they send the kick away. He'll bring it out from the middle of the end zone. And he's brought down just inside the 25 on the return. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Off the play fake. Here's Tagovailoa. Rolling out to his left. Smith pulls this one in along the sideline. And he's out of bounds, just a step short of the 40. That play gains 15, and it moves the sticks. From the 39 now, after that explosive start to this drive. Tua off the play fake. Oh, he got way too much under that one. Too high, that's incomplete.
There's the importance of staying in phase as a defender. He was all over him in coverage. And that really did help force the incompletion.
Throwing again. Here's Tua. Caught. Nice gain left side. Again, he's got room. And he does quite a bit of damage before they finally take him down.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position by hitting on that shot. You've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
And they take this in for the score. The Dolphins grow their lead just before halftime. Tua Tagovailoa with the touchdown. Great play by the QB there, Brock. The play broke down. He didn't have much of a choice other than to escape and improvise. And in the end, turned out to be the best call he could have made.
It is such a necessary tool in today's NFL for that QB to put right in his tool belt, Kate.
And he won't get away. They bring him down. The sack prevents them from adding another 2 more to that lead. Sanders all set to send it away. Chandler now on the return. And it's a nice return here. They'll tackle him shy of the 35. Just over 30 seconds left in the half as they come to the line. Throwing here, Darnold. That's Jefferson. He's got it. It's a Minnesota touchdown. The Vikings earn the chance to tie it before halftime. It's a Justin Jefferson touchdown. His second scoring catch of the game. I love plays like this, Brock. Sometimes you just got to ask your dude, show me what you got, man. Show off those wheels, and he did just that.
Yeah, beauty in simplicity, right?
Yep.
Now, when you run that fly route, you got to win right from the jump. You got to protect yourself from the sideline, too. Don't get pushed to the boundary. Give your quarterback room to throw it up. You can find pay dirt.
Well, they were just one away from the strikeout, Brock, but their third attempt finally nets them a 2-point conversion.
I know some coaches, played for some coaches that would have lost some faith in their offense and never tried it again, but not this crew. And this time they're rewarded with not just a couple points, but a shot of some renewed confidence as well.
The clock reads 24 seconds now as the final drive of this half begins. First down, here's Tua. He's on the move. Lays out left side and gets it. Now the Dolphins call a timeout. It's their first. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. It's a pickup of 14 yards as the chains reset. From the 44-yard line now, 1st and 10. Defense showing blitz. Tagovailoa escapes the pocket. Incomplete pass, and we're down to 12 seconds remaining. Miami calls a timeout here. It's second. Couldn't connect on first. It's second down. Here's Tua. And that is incomplete. 8 seconds left now. Just before halftime, we get a timeout taken. So after that prior incompletion, we've got third down. He's back to throw. Rolling left. The ball's out. The ball's out. He lost it. It's picked up by the Vikings. Going the other way. And Minnesota returns this to the end zone. Touchdown. The Vikings take a lead on the final play of the half. Great time to bring some extra pressure off that snap, and that made all the difference in getting that fumble and the defensive score.
I can hear it in your voice. I think you saw it coming. I saw it coming. I think even the crowd saw it coming.
Yep.
That quarterback did not see that blitz coming, and boy, did it pay dividends.
Throwing now, following the turnover. This is caught. And he gets into the end zone. Not a bad way to end the first half. Adding an octopus as time expires. So that's the halfway point of this edition of the NFL on EA Sports. Brock and I will be back right after this. Back from the break, I'm Kate Scott, joined by Brock Heward, and we are just moments away from the beginning of our second half. The first half controlled by the offenses, Brock. Let's see if the defenses can take over in the second half. We're underway. From well into the end zone, he's going to bring this out. And this drive will start inside the 25. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Blitz coming, Tua. He's going to loft one deep to the left. That's grabbed inside the 30. And he'll take this across. Touchdown, Miami. The Dolphins cut into the lead coming out of halftime. Tyreek Hill the touchdown. So no mistaking that play call, Brock. They send everybody on deep goes, and it winds up paying off. What a play.
And you'd think on the other side, defensively, they'd be ready for this. But this is truly a breakdown in the secondary. They're just not able to make a play on the ball in the air. And the end result, as you said, a big play and a touchdown.
And he will get into the end zone. That ties this game up. Sanders all set to send it away. Chandler now on the return. He's got a lane up past the 30. And a great return has the offense just a touch shy of midfield as they start this drive.
Hey, listen, I get it. I'm as guilty as anyone. So hyper-focused on offense and defense, often forgetting it's special teams in a play like that can swing a game. What a great return now to start out on the short field. And you've got to believe all this offense is thinking is let's capitalize and find that end zone. Well, that was almost one of those nice chunk plays you like to see in the NFL, Kate, before he was able to recover and provide the hit and ultimately dislodge the football. You like to see that physical edge and scrappiness to contest any kind of shot plays down the field.
And he gets this beyond the midfield stripe and onto the Dolphins side of the field. And the Dolphins in a nickel set for this third down. Darnold. Cover man is there, and he harmlessly knocks it away. Incomplete.
With all due respect to some of the great linebackers back in the day, to play the position today, man, you've got to be versatile. You can't just be a come up and stuff the run. You got to play coverage. And these defenses more and more rely on you to break up throws just like that.
Jones trying the left side. And he's brought down after a short gain. So the run doesn't... It's a turnover on downs. The Dolphins in pretty good field position here as they come up 1st and 10. Throwing now, Tagovailoa. Finds a seam down the middle. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. Give him 24 on that play. And that's going to give the Dolphins a first down. They're set up at the 35 now. 1st and 10 now. Here's Tagovailoa. Makes the grab in bounds left side. And he goes out approaching that 10-yard line. A big play, 23 yards to move those chains. Still on the move, coming to the line for 1st and 10. Working inside the red zone. And he makes the play at full extension. That's a touchdown. The Dolphins take a third-quarter lead. Well, we all know that he's somebody they like to have working down near the end zone, Brock, and there is so many ways they know how to use him down there.
Yeah, things are constantly different down there when you're trying to defend him, which is what makes defending him so tough, borderline impossible at times. He can make the smallest little tweaks to his route just like a receiver would, but it's a totally different animal, a nightmare for these defenses.
Sanders all set to send it away. Chandler now on the return. In pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Here's Darnold. He throws a bullet to the center of the field. And that's incomplete. Wanted to dial up the aggressiveness there like that, but couldn't connect. 2nd down. Jordan Addison, the intended target. And now they face 2nd down. Now Darnold. Has the connection to Hopkinson. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
It's Jones on the toss. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose, incomplete. He was looking for T.J. Hockenson, so they're left facing 3rd and long.
You know, that was almost a nice chunk play before he was able to recover and provide the hit that dislodges the football. You like to see that physical edge and scrappiness to contest any kind of shot plays deep.
And they can't connect on the 3rd down deep shot. Love the courage they had to try it, but it's incomplete, and now we've got 4th down.
Can't cover it much better than that. Really well covered, Kate, on that play. There just simply was not a window for him to sneak that throw in.
3rd down pass didn't work, but the offense staying out there on 4th. Back to throw it. This has been a trend. Yet another interception. Devon Holland comes up with it. And the Dolphins get the football back across midfield before going down inside the 45-yard line on the return. Wow, an aggressive choice to go for it on fourth and that kind of distance, and an equally aggressive play in coverage to pick that pass off.
Yeah, that down and distance, you're not running it, right? Too far to get to the stick, so that defense had all eyes on the quarterback. They knew that pass was coming, and it's one thing to know it, it's another thing to execute it and go take it away. That's a big momentum swing for this defense.
And he'll be touchdown after a big play.
I'm sure Coach, play caller, doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
The shot to the end zone is incomplete. That throw doesn't lead to 6. So it's second down coming up. Here's Tua again. On the move, headed right.